What's up, traders? This is Matt with Conservative Trades, and today is a day to celebrate indeed. Look at this P&L here, guys, up over $300 for the first time in, at least a couple of weeks. I mean, it's been at least it's been maybe even 3 or 4 weeks since I've been able to squeeze out anything over, $250 basically. Man, I've had such a rough time with it. But as I stated in a video earlier this week, I think I'm getting a much better grip on this market. I've been really working hard to even develop out a couple other types of strategies while dealing in this market that we've been in ever since the coronavirus and all of that hit. So anyway, guys, we're man. Wow, I don't even know what to say. And as you can see, I actually started here on, and I know some of you guys out there, you're used to watching your favorite day trading guru make, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, whatever, or more a day. I mean, and here I am bugging out over over $300. But for those of you who have been following the channel long enough, I mean, you know what a journey this has been. You know how things have been with my trading over the course of the last several months, and you were here back when I started the channel, and I was knocking out more of the $500, $600, $700 days here on the channel. So you know that I'm capable of having bigger days, but it's just been very difficult for me to pull this off here lately. But anyway, guys, I've got back to my original point here. I've got ACB up because this is where I got in for the final scalp. You can see I only made $4.50, and really at about $1 a ticket, basically I only profited $2 on this trade, but I was up 297 something, and this was just what I needed to push myself over it. And I just took 50 shares right here. And as soon as it squeezed over enough, and I saw that, hey, yeah, if I take it here, this will put me up, right over 300. As soon as I saw it, I took it. And I only took 50 shares because I didn't know if ACB was going to turn around and come back down, and I'd at least want to stop myself out quick enough to where I wouldn't really lose that much. So really, I know this is a why bother type of trade here. I mean, really, $4.50, maybe $2.40 after commissions, but this trade right here, believe it or not, it's the smallest amount on my P&L, but it means the most to me. So think about that for a minute. It's the smallest amount, but it's the most important out of all these numbers you see right here, because today, this is the trade right here on ACB that put me over $300. So anyway, and here's the thing. I'm glad I set an alert on ACB because I saw ACB, I saw it selling off this morning, and I said to myself, and I think I even did this during the live stream, so you guys can go back and check it out. But let me see here. I had it, where was it? Oh, it was 1720. I went ahead and set an alert for ACB to go off. I actually cleared it off of my watch list. Obviously, I've thrown it back on now just because it's kind of gotten back up to these levels. But I had removed it from my watch list, and I set an alert on it to alert me if it hit 1720. Because I knew if that happened, there was a big chance that it was going to go up here and test the 1750 area, and that we could get a possible breakout there, and then even a breakout past 1785. And I think if that happens, guys, I think ACB is going to go for this 200-day moving average. I mean, I think this stock right now is showing more potential for that sort of thing than anything else that I've seen here recently. Well, I take that back. There's been a couple stocks that have kind of made this similar move where, they have a really strong daily chart. There's a major pullback. A lot of people think it's dead, but then all of a sudden it starts ramping up and squeezing all the short sellers out, and just continuing the momentum with hype and everything. And so there's a lot of hype behind ACB right now. But anyway, so, and you can even see here in the pre-market hours, I mean, it's just pushing. I'm almost tempted to just jump in here again with another 50 shares, but you know what, then knowing my luck, I'll have to retake this whole video and with a lesser amount than 300 Anyway, guys, let's go over a couple trades today. Boeing is probably the one that I'm most proud of, and I actually went long on it, and I went long on it right here. And so there's some pretty good news on Boeing this morning. I think it was an upgrade or something. And it's going to be hard for me to remember all of the news catalysts here, but I did want to focus more on the technicals anyway, because I saw that we were having an opportunity to break out past some of these previous daily levels back here. We were already breaking out over all of this, and we had broken through the 50-day moving average. And so with a little bit of a nice little news catalyst on Boeing, plus on top of the fact that SPY has continued to remain strong on the daily. Of course, we suffered a bit of a pullback here, couldn't quite break it or hold over the 100-day moving average, didn't even get close to the 200-day moving average, but it's been relatively strong. And so I came in with Boeing this morning and I took a long position and I started scaling out a little here, and when it got back up here I went long again, scaled out a little, added back to my position, and then scaled out, and I was really looking for this move up here, but it pulled back and got me out here, which is fine. I didn't know what was going to happen, and I didn't want to risk losing anything that I had made on the day. But really, had this not pulled back like this and gotten me out, we probably would have ended up maybe close to $200 on the day on Boeing alone. So really good move, especially for me being a short bias trader. It seems like I've been able to identify longs a little bit better here recently. And let's go over Facebook now. This was another one that I was pretty proud of, because SPY was chopping around a little. Obviously, it was losing some of its lunch today. I like to say losing its lunch a little bit. But I noticed this trend line, and I drew this trend, and I went ahead and decided to take it. And I just thought, you know what? If it breaks past this trend, I'll go ahead and get out. But it didn't break past the trend. It went down, and you can see here I scaled out piece by piece. Took a little off here, took a little off here at the break of VWAP and the 9 EMA. And then it came all the way down here, and I was really waiting for this move right here. And, same thing with Boeing. It started to come back, and I went ahead and got out here because I really didn't know what it was going to do. And I wouldn't have wanted to stay in for this pullback here. So, but anyway, that was basically the second best trade of the day, second biggest amount. No, excuse me. It was not the second biggest amount, but it was a good win nonetheless. Guys, we're taking very conservative share size here. Look at this. I went short 50 shares. I went short 50 shares, and I bought back 25 at the first drop. Then I bought back 12, and then I bought back the final 13. So, this was a really good move for that. And then, I took one more trade here again, just with 50 shares. You can see sold short 50 shares. I bought 25 at 234.16, and then got out the other 25 at 234.17. I was looking for a stronger move down, but it just came back and got me out. It eventually made that move, but admittedly, I was a little impatient on Facebook today. But I really didn't know where the SPY was going to end up going. But even with these clear levels, I should have just set a stop. Same thing here. I should have even set my stop for break even here previously, because if I had done that, it would have made its move all the way down there. And then when we came back and tested that trend line again, I could have just put my stop above the break of that trend line and even the break of VWAP, and I would have been able to capture this move right here. So Facebook really probably, had I played that right, and had I played it well, or had I traded it well, this really should have been over $100 move. But Baba was another one, and I removed it. Let's see. No, I didn't. I've got it right here. Same thing, guys. So I was getting in here thinking that we're going to get a trend line rejection here. There was some news on the U.S. delisting some of these Chinese stocks, and so I was pretty confident that Baba was not going to make any kind of serious move up today. But what happened is it started coming up, and I saw this trend line here, or I'd drawn this trend line out, and I went ahead and I got short here. Now, it broke trend line, and when it came back, I obviously got out here because it had broke trend line, and I didn't know if it was going to just bounce off of this trend line and continue to make a move up. So I went ahead and got out some of my shares here, but then finally we got the drop, and then I got out my shares here, and when it came up and tested VWAP and started to come back down, I went ahead and went short again, and I was just patient through it. And I think I had a stop set if it broke back through these moving averages, but I went ahead and got in here again, and I got a nice move down here, and then down here, and then of course I got out here just because I didn't know, once again, if it was going to come all the way back up and test this trend line. So but that was a great move, guys. So even after taking a little bit of a loss on those first bit of shares there, and how many let me see, how many did I take? Okay, so I went 50 shares short, and I bought 25 of them back at roughly, close to, I guess, 35 cents away. But then I was able to let the rest ride down here, and then I went short again, just 25 shares. This was just 25 shares, and look at this move. I bought 10 of them back there and 10 of them there, and then okay, so I must have added to my position here. I must have bought back some and then added to my position here, and then maybe I had 30 shares and I bought back, or maybe, oh, I had 40 shares at one time. That's right. And I bought back 20 here, then I bought back 10, and then bought back 10 here. Anyway, guys, you can see that I'm trading with very conservative share size. It's a really good share size to trade with, especially with stocks that are a little higher priced and a little more spready. It really does give you a chance to let these trades work themselves out, and you don't get so nervous when the stock's moving against you, because even if you have to take a loss, your loss is going to be relatively small. But if the trade idea is good and you believe in the trade idea, and you know that or let's say that you have a higher probability, there's a greater probability of it working out in your favor, of course, based on the chart patterns and the price action and the technical indicators. Well, then you should, if you go in with conservative share size and you let them work out, you can do relatively well. I mean, we made, $122 on Boeing, and this was the highest share trade that I took today. This was 100 shares. I don't think I took anything. Yeah, this was it. This was the most I took today. I took 100 shares on Boeing, and look how well it worked in my favor. And everything else was 50 shares, 25 shares, and look at the numbers we put up. Tesla, this is a perfect example. You're not going to believe this, guys, but look at Tesla. In and out trade, I took 5 shares short at $830, and I bought them right back at $826. 5 shares, guys. I made $20, and this move lasted me a minute. This lasted me a minute, not even a minute. I wasn't even in this trade a full, let me see, 35, 36, yeah, a minute. So within a minute, I got in Tesla with 5 shares, and I was able to make $20 in 1 minute. So this really just kind of padded the wallet today. Believe it or not, I don't really have a lot of tickets here, and I probably only got about $30-40 in commissions. Again, that's the other great thing, when you're trading with conservative share size, I think it's anything with light speed, it comes out to roughly anything under 222 shares. I mean, I'm looking at $1 a ticket. So you really can't beat that. Now, if you were using another broker out there or something where the commissions were a little bit higher, then yeah, I mean, you would, if you had basically taken these same trades and had the same outcome today, I mean, sure, you may be paying more like, $70-80 in commissions, but you'd still be having well over a $200 day. And if you got a small account or just a modest account size, and if you're trying to come into the markets and not be too incredibly aggressive and whatnot, I mean, you can do very well for yourself. So that's what this channel is all about, guys. And anyway, hope everyone had a really good day today. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and consider joining us in the live stream. We actually had a new person come by today and had some questions about brokers and whatnot, and I'm always happy to answer any questions that I can during the live stream. Sometimes I get a little distracted, sometimes I'm a little zoned into my trades and I don't see all of the comments and activity going on in the chat, but whenever I do see it and whenever I'm able to take a break, I'm always looking to go through those comments and address any questions that some of you guys may have. So just here to help in any way that I can and help educate. And even though, yes, of course, I am not a professional financial advisor, and if you trade, you got to trade at your own risk. But I've definitely spent a couple good years here in the markets now, maybe almost working on 2.5-3 years now. And I definitely want to be able to be at least an encouragement, if nothing else, to people out there who are aspiring to day trade that may have smaller accounts, and really help people come into this with with realistic expectations. And it is possible to do well with day trading. Sure, you might not be the guy who's making millions of dollars and day trading from his laptop on the beaches of Maui, all right? But you can certainly trade from home and, be able to work for yourself and work just, a couple hours a day doing something that you love, and still be able to make, couple hundred bucks a day, if not more. Like I said, I mean, before the markets got crazy here, and before, everything was so volatile and irrational here with all this, global this global economical collapse that we've seen recently, and just with the coronavirus and all that. Before all of this was going on, I mean, I was having on a pretty regular basis, I was having about $400 to $500 days, and sometimes more than that. And so you can do it. You can do it, but it does take, just like I was telling the newer member that stopped by our chat room today. Just like I was telling him, it takes a lot of studying, it takes a lot of education, it takes a lot of practice, and then once you've got that down, it takes a lot of mental discipline and emotional control. Okay, but it is possible. It really is possible, and so. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I got. Oh, and one of our members did. I keep calling them members. There's no membership required. Obviously, this is YouTube. Obviously, it's free. We run the live stream on the channel. But one of the people in the chat, one of the regulars, I'll say, who comes by in the chat, actually did call out TTWO. So I will address this real quick. And I actually told him, no, excuse me, TWLO, excuse me. He called it out roughly about right here. And but I knew the potential that TWLO has, especially when it's trading with such light volume. It is so prone to these massive moves up and these massive short squeezes that, I mean, just completely goes so much further beyond than what you're thinking it's going to go. And so I came in later and I saw that it had come all the way up here, and this presented to me an opportunity to get in. So I got short here and I got short again here, brought my average up. I got a little out here just in case it ended up exploding, because we were nearing all-time highs right here at 197.15. I mean, these were all-time highs, guys. And so I didn't want to risk it too much. So I took a little off here, but then it came down here and I got out some there and I got out some there. And so really, it ended up being, I basically paid for the trade. I basically paid for the trade and maybe made enough to go buy a Chick-fil-A sandwich or something. But maybe like a burrito from Taco Bell, but so props to my man who called this out. It's my fault for not trading this better. I should have been a little more patient with it here, but again, I knew that it was very possible that we could possibly have a breakout. TWLO really can be completely irrational sometimes. That's one lesson I've learned about this stock right here, especially when it's being thinly traded. Now, volume had picked up a little bit here, which is why I felt a little more comfortable, getting in, but it still wasn't a ton of volume. But I had seen that we had such a massive run up here. I thought, man, it's got to pull back to these levels at some point. And it ultimately did, as you can see, but it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. Went into a period of consolidation here, still tried to squeeze up to break all-time highs, but it failed and came all the way back down. And who knows, maybe that's because the SPY was coming back down. So anyway, but yeah. That's it, guys. That's all I got for you today. I hope you are enjoying these videos. If you are, consider liking, consider commenting, and letting me know what stocks that you guys traded in the market. Let me know if this channel is bringing any kind of value to your life or your career as a trader. And consider joining us once again in the live stream. We stream live right here on the channel Monday through Friday, beginning roughly around 9 a.m. So we'd love to have you. And guys, have a great evening.